Understanding AI-generated code guidelines. AI tools like GitHub Copilot, Microsoft Copilot, and ChatGPT are changing how we write code. These tools help developers by generating code quickly, but they also come with important questions. Is the code safe? Is it legal to use? Is it original? In this presentation, we'll explore what the guidelines say about using AI-generated code and how to do so responsibly. The role of AI in coding. AI coding tools make programming faster and easier by suggesting code or automating tasks. However, it's up to us to make sure that the code is correct, safe, and follows legal rules. AI is a helpful tool, but it doesn't replace careful human oversight. GitHub Copilot guidelines. GitHub Copilot uses publicly available code to generate suggestions, but there are a few things to keep in mind. Licensing. The code Copilot suggests might be based on code that has copyright or license requirements. It's your job to check if you need to give credit or follow certain rules to use it. Security. The AI-generated code could have mistakes or vulnerabilities. Always test and review it carefully. Marking the code. Copilot doesn't automatically label the code it generates, so you should document what parts were created by the AI. Microsoft Copilot guidelines. Microsoft Copilot works similarly, but focuses on business and enterprise needs. Validation. You're responsible for checking that the code works and is safe to use. Transparency. Microsoft recommends that businesses track and document how they use AI-generated code. Improving suggestions. You can provide feedback on the code Copilot suggests to help it learn and improve. ChatGPT guidelines. ChatGPT can also generate code, but there are a few rules to follow. Licensing. The code it suggests might resemble publicly available code, so you need to check and follow any rules or licensing requirements. Marking the code. OpenAI recommends labeling AI-generated code. For example, you can add a comment. This code was generated using ChatGPT. Testing. Always test the code to make sure it works correctly and safely. Common guidelines for all tools. No matter which AI tool you use, there are some key principles to follow. Be transparent. Clearly label or document which parts of your project are AI-generated. Check licensing. Make sure you have the right to use the code, especially if it's for a public or commercial project. Test everything. AI tools can make mistakes. Review the code for bugs, security issues, or outdated practices. Best practices for using AI-generated code. 1. Mark AI-generated code. Add comments or notes to show what was created by AI. 2. Test and review. Don't assume the code is perfect. Double-check everything. Follow licensing rules. If the code comes from an open-source project, make sure to give credit or follow any requirements. Communicate clearly. Let your team or collaborators know which parts of the project used AI assistance, legal and ethical considerations. Respect. Copyright. AI-generated code might accidentally include parts of someone else's work. Check carefully to avoid legal trouble. Avoid harm. Don't use AI to create harmful or unethical code like malware. Take responsibility. Even though AI helped create the code, you're still responsible for what it does. Conclusion. AI-generated code is a powerful tool, but it's not perfect. You need to review, test, and document everything it generates to make sure it's safe and legal to use. By following these guidelines and best practices, you can get the most out of AI tools while avoiding problems.